We'll start today on our backs. Your legs can be straight or bent, however you like. Your hands can rest on your belly or your belly in your chest or on the ground. See what supports you in connecting with your breath. And I invite you to close your eyes as a further way to connect to your breath. And if that's not comfortable for you, then just maybe half open your eyes so that your lids are heavy and your gaze is soft. Just start to feel your body on the ground. All the places that touch the earth. And then moving from the outside of the body to the inside, locating the breath. Start to slow the breath down and deepen it. Inviting the breath to flow from the belly to the ribs, all the way up to the chest. See if you can even feel like your collarbones are being gently moved as the inhale reaches the very top of your lungs. And then lift the feet up to the height of the knees. Curl the tailbone up and press the lower back into the ground. Using your abdominal muscles to keep the lower back flat and pressing into the ground, we'll slowly lower one leg at a time without bending the knee any more than it's already bent. Maybe breathing with the movement to support it. Really working those abdominal muscles so that the lower back doesn't arch away from the ground at all as the foot comes down. So be careful that you're not bending your knee and that you're just lowering from the hip flexor. Maintaining that 90-degree angle as the leg lowers. One more on each side. And then hug the knees into the chest, just letting those hip flexors relax a bit. Maybe if you want to rock a little bit with your head or your knees, feel free. Then we'll send the legs up in the air. And we'll make circles, and the legs will move as one unit, and the circles can be small or they can be big. Bigger is harder. Next time you reach the top, reverse directions. Coordinate with your breath. Always staying connected to the breath throughout the practice. And then leave the legs straight up in the air. You can hold on to them to make that restful for a moment before we transition to the next movement. Okay. Now we're going to extend the arms up, bring them over to the right, and we'll reach the hands up toward the right foot, lifting the head up off the ground. And just pulse like that. You can bring your hand behind your head if you need that support. And then go over to the other foot. And release, hug the knees in again. And then we'll circle the knees around away from each other, just loosening those hips. So not moving in one unit, but having each knee mirror the other one. Having the knees move away from each other, not together. Knees open apart, come around, then come back together. That's it. And then circle the other way. Back together. Good. So not moving the knees as one unit, moving them away from each other, mirroring, opening out, and coming back in. Knees open out, come around, and come back in. All right. Well, some people are just Not gonna get it, and we'll just move on. Okay, now we'll take the knees and open them out to the side and let the hands rest at the inner thighs or inner knees or wherever it feels like that supports you in opening. Some people find it's helpful to support from below and just let the legs release into the weight of the hands, or from above so that the weight of the hands deepens the stretch. So whatever works for you is great. And then we'll come back to a really slow, deep breath, as though you're spreading the breath open into the space between the thighs. And then cross the feet at the ankles, rock yourself up and over onto hands and knees. Lining the hands up under the shoulders and the knees under the hips. We're gonna take the left leg and the right arm up, and we're gonna stay on this side. And then we're gonna pull it in, elbow to knee, and then straight and in, and straight and in. Inhale straight, exhale in. Really extending out long through the straight leg when we inhale. One more. And then hold straight. Take the right arm out to the right. And then start to turn your belly, lifting the arm, keeping the back leg straight behind you. Back leg straight. Really push out of the toes. That looks nice, Michael. Great. And take it down. And we'll do the other side. Inhale straight. Exhale, crunch. And one more. And hold straight. Hold, lifting belly to spine. Gazing straight down. And then left arm comes out to the side. And start to rotate your belly. Lifting your left arm. Keeping the right leg behind you. Try to lift the right leg parallel to the ground. Breathe into it. Beautiful. And release down. Good. Just circle your hips around a couple of times. And then the other way. Excellent. And then we'll take the hands a little bit in front of the shoulders. Spread the fingers wide. Have the hands shoulder width apart. And then we're either gonna step the feet back into a plank or stay on your knees into a modified plank. So if you're in a plank, that looks good. Your hips and your heels and your shoulders all line up. And then we're gonna just do a little bit of chatturanga. So the elbows stay by your side. It's not a push-up where the hands are wide and the elbows go wide. The hands are shoulder width apart and they stay in the same plane as the wrists and the shoulders. And you bend the elbows and lower and then straighten and lift. Again, you can be on your knees. Let's do one more. And then push back into downward dog. And then keeping the knees straight, press the left heel down, drop your head, sink your chest, press forward with the hands and down into that heel. And then change. Both legs stay straight. You're pushing the hands forward and sinking the right heel. And then both heels press, all 10 fingers push forward. Feel how that lengthens your spine. Shoulders rolling down your back. Okay. And then either walk or jump the feet up between the hands. If you're jumping, you're going to look forward past your hands, come up high on your toes, bend your knees, and just hop it up. Good. And then roll yourself up, reaching the arms up, inhale. And exhaling down. So we'll do some sun salutations, starting with the palms together at the heart. Now, just as a reminder, the key to the sun salutations is to let the breath and the movement coordinate together so that when you're in a folding or a releasing position, you're exhaling, and when you're in an opening or lengthening position, you're inhaling. So I'm going to go at my pace, and I encourage you to go at the pace that works for your breath. I have a slow breath, So you may need to do 2 breaths for every one of mine, or you may just go faster, and that's fine. So see what works for you, but just make sure that you're doing the right movement on the right phase of the breath. And hopefully that'll make sense as we actually put it into action. So inhaling, arms come out and up, slight backward bend. Exhaling, folding forward. Hands to the ground, bending the knees. Inhaling, right foot steps all the way back. Exhale, step back into plank and lower either into chatturanga or to the ground. If you're in chatturanga, you're hovering above the ground. And then on the inhale, you're coming into upward dog, or if you're on the ground, cobra. Exhale, curl the toes, come back into downward dog. Inhale, right foot steps forward, up between the hands. Help it along if you need to. Exhale, the left foot steps forward and fold. Folds are always on an exhale. Inhale all the way up, reaching up, stretching long, lifting the heart, taking the head back. Exhale, hands together at the heart. Again, inhaling up. Different side now. Exhaling down. Bending the knees. Inhale, left foot steps back. Exhale, right foot steps back into plank and lower, all on the exhale. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, look forward, left foot steps up. Exhale, right foot steps up and fold. Inhale all the way up. Leaning back, lifting the heart. Exhale, hands to the chest. Inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale, right foot steps back. Keep the heel off the ground and lift your torso. And we'll take the Venus lock, interlacing the thumbs, spreading the fingers, sink the hips, press back through that right heel so that your leg is really straight. And while you're pressing back through the heel, press forward through the tailbone to deepen that stretch in that right hip flexor. And then pull the hands apart to deepen the breath in the chest. Nice. Notice which thumb is in front or on the outside of the other. And then we'll lower the hands, clasp them behind the back, and notice which thumb is on the outside here. Stay deep in your bend of your knee. Inhale into the chest. Exhale, hinge forward. Looking at your back foot, lift your arms up as high away from your back as you can. Slow, steady breath. And press yourself up. Bring the left hand to the left leg. Bring the right arm up. And then reach over to the left. Keep pressing back through that left foot. Sorry, that right foot. Feel yourself lifting your ribs up out of your hip bone. Inhale, lift straight. Exhale, hook the elbow over the thigh, palm to palm, left elbow up. Looking up past your elbow, take a deep breath in. Exhale, press your left hand down to your right hand, moving the thumbs toward the center of your heart. Inhale deeply, exhale, twist. Inhale, center, Bring the hands to the ground. Exhale, step back into plank and lower into chatturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And then you can do another chaturanga before you go into your downward dog or go straight into your downward dog. Inhale, right foot steps forward. Lift yourself up. Lift the arms up. Bring the opposite thumb to the outside. Lower your hips. Straighten your left leg and push back strong through your left heel. Pull your hands apart. Breathe deep. In your tailbone for your right knee. Lower the hands, clasp them behind your back with the opposite thumb on the outside, whichever side feels more awkward now. Inhale here. Exhale, hinge forward. Looking at your back foot, lift your hands. Stay connected to your breath. And lift yourself up. Right hand on the right thigh, left arm to the sky, and reach over to the right. Keep pressing back the heel. Notice how the fullness of your breath increases the stretch. Inhale the arms straight. Exhale, bending over, hooking the elbow. Right palm on top of left, looking behind you past your elbow. Take a breath in. Exhale, press your right hand down into your left hand, moving both hands toward the heart center. Deep breaths, turning with your exhale. Inhale, center, hands come down. Exhale, step up and fold. Inhale all the way up, reaching up. Exhale, hands together at the heart. Again, inhale up, lift your chest. Exhale, fold. Hands to the ground. Inhale, step the left foot back. And then bring the heel down and we'll windmill, leading with the left arm, coming all the way up into warrior two, arms out to the side. Drop the hips, spiral your inner thighs outward. Make sure that back leg is really nice and straight. And check in that both feet are bearing your weight equally. So you're not leaning into it. You're right in the center of it. And then take your gaze past your right hand. And then rotate your belly to the left. Sink down even more. That looks good. Left hand finds the back leg. Right palm turns up. Inhale the arm up. Exhale, lean it back. Reverse warrior. Pressing down into the right foot and reaching up out of the right hand. And inhale up. Exhale, bring the hand down to the thigh, index finger to thumb, and reach the left arm over, taking your gaze up to where the ceiling meets the wall, if you can. And if that bothers your neck, just look down. Pressing back into the left foot and reaching out of the left hand, stretching long through the side. Breathing long. Good. And then we'll take that left arm straight up in the air, straighten the right leg, take a breath in, and then exhale and slide the right hand down the leg. Roll your right ribs under you and your left ribs up. Good. Let's try to see if the front leg can be straight. That looks great, you guys. Really nice. And then when you exhale, see if you can inhale, see if you can lengthen the right side of your body. And then when you exhale, see if you can drop your left side down toward your right side. Inhale, right side longer. Exhale, left side heavier. Beautiful. On your next inhale, bring the hands down, spinning the back foot. Exhale, stepping back and lowering into chatturanga or all the way to the floor, and then into upward dog or cobra, inhaling across the chest. Exhaling, curl the toes, downward dog. Inhale, left foot steps forward. Back heel comes down. Inhale, lead with the right arm as we windmill up, taking both arms out to the side. Good. Now, keeping this left knee lined up with the left foot, we want to roll the belly over to the right, and then just turn the head to the left. Relax the shoulders down, drop the hips lower, spiral the inner thighs out. Relax with it. Breathe. And then the right hand finds the right leg, the left palm turns up. Reach up, inhale. Exhale, leaning back. Keeping the bend at the front knee. And inhale up. And exhale, resting the arm on the thigh, index finger to thumb. Bringing the right arm straight overhead. So there's a long diagonal line from the right foot to the right hand, pressing back into the foot and out into the hand. Breathing long and slow. Right arm goes straight up in the air, left leg straightens, and then slide the left hand down the front of the left leg. Keeping the left ribs tucked under you, keeping the body in line with the thigh. And then as we inhale, we lengthen out along the left side. So you kind of pull the ribs away from the pelvis. And then on the exhale, drop the right ribs down. Beautiful. Just like that. On an inhale, bend the front knee, bring the hands to the ground. Exhale, step up and fold. Inhale all the way up, reaching up, lifting the chest. Exhale, hands to the heart. Again, inhale, lifting up, leaning back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step the right foot all the way back. And then on the exhale, we're going to bring that right foot part of the way forward, like maybe a third of the way forward, enough so that the legs can both be straight. And then aim the right hip forward and pull the left hip back. Inhale, straighten the torso and lengthen the spine. Exhale, scoop the lower belly in and up and fold over your straight leg. Those of you who happen to be able to touch the floor, make sure there's no weight in your hands. If you're not sure, you can always take the hands off the ground. Keep drawing that left hip back, scooping that space between the pubic bone and the navel, in and up. Let the head relax down. Good. And then straighten the torso so that you're parallel to the ground. Bring the right hand toward the left foot. Some of you who are more flexible can cross your right hand over to the outside of the foot. You may want to rest it on top of the foot or just let it rest on the inside. We'll bring the left hand to the left hip. Try to keep your left leg straight. Inhale and pull your left hip back and send your ribs and chest forward. So you're really making the spine nice and long. And then when you exhale, tuck your right ribs under you to roll yourself open to the left into a twist, and then float the left arm up. Revolve triangle. Gazing up toward your thumb if you can. Now bend the front knee, keep the left arm up in the air, and then bring the right hand to about 2 o'clock of the left foot. So forward and over to the right. And then lift your back leg up. Again, rotating those right ribs under you. Strong with that standing leg, kind of like what we did earlier on the knee, but now on the foot. Long breath. Good. And then bring the left hand to the left leg. Lift the right leg up and fold over your standing leg. If both hands need to be on the ground for balance, that's fine. If you need to bend the knee because your hands don't reach the ground, if the leg is straight, that's fine as well. Just really reach up through your right foot. Good. Inhale, lower the foot to the ground, bring both hands to the ground. Exhale, step back into plank and come down into chatturanga or to the floor. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, either going through chaturanga and then pushing into downward dog or straight into downward dog. And then inhale, bring the right foot forward between the hands. Exhale, step the left foot up until you can straighten both legs with the feet both on the ground. Good. Inhale and straighten the torso, hovering it parallel to the ground. Pull the right hip back, draw the left hip forward so you're squaring your hips to the front, and then scoop the lower belly in and up and release over your front thigh. Hear your breath as your friend. I guess no more so than always, but we'll just be here for a bit and you can really feel the length of the breath streaming through your spine and back. And the exhale, scooping in and up, helping you to release over. Try to get a sense of relaxation on the exhale. Good. And then lift your head, bringing your torso parallel to the ground again. Moving your left hand toward your right foot or even crossing it over. And then bring your right hand to your hip. Don't hurry into the pose. This part is really critical. So we really want to straighten that front leg as best as we can. Bending it if you need to is fine. And pull that right hip back and extend the chest forward. The longer the spine, the more space between the vertebrae, the easier it is to turn. And then we'll turn by aiming those right ribs over to the left. And then floating the right arm up, taking the gaze to the thumb if you can, otherwise looking down is fine. Feel how the inhale allows the chest to expand away from the belly. And in that expansion, on the exhale, you can turn. Beautiful. Now bend the front knee. Bring the left hand to 10 o'clock of the foot. And then shift your weight into your right foot, lifting your left leg. Staying in your twist, tucking your left ribs under. Activate your back leg, your left leg. And then bring your right hand to your right leg, or if you need it to be on the ground for more balance, that's fine. And then really lift the left leg up as high as you can, folding over your right leg. Smooth, rhythmic breath. And then bring the foot down, exhale, fold, and inhale all the way up. Exhale the hands to the heart. Okay, so we lost Kelly, but Michael's back. One more. Inhale up. This one will be easier. Last one. Exhale over. Hands to the ground, knees bend. Inhale, left leg steps back. And then we'll bring that knee to the ground. Left knee on the ground. Hips are down and forward, so you're in a lunge. And then we'll bend that back leg. Reach your right hand back for your left foot. Hug the heel toward the buttock, and then re-lower your left hip. Staying with your breath. Okay. And then bring the hand to the ground, returning the foot to the ground. Walk the hands back, straightening your front leg, flexing your foot. And folding. How much can you let go of your head? And how much can you drop your ribs toward your thigh? How much can you breathe? Lift your head, shift your hips forward. Coming back into a lunge. Bring your right arm to the inside and then behind the left shin or calf. And then rocking side to side. Good. And then just let that right knee fall down. But you want to have the hips still pretty level. So it's easy to have the knee come to the ground and then bring all your weight into your right buttock. But then your left hip is not level. You're not really doing much. It's more of a stretch to have your hips stay level and just have the knee come however low it does. And then take a nice deep breath. And then when you exhale, take weight out of your hands and drop your hips toward the ground. Keep relaxing down. Good. And now bring weight into that right buttock, letting that right knee come down. Slide the left knee up, creating a pinwheel with your feet and legs. Right hand on the ground, left arm up, lift the hips. Let the head and arm drop back behind you. Press down into the tops of the feet and get your tailbone under you. Hips forward, heart lifting, breath spreading. Good. And releasing down, planting your hands. Inhale, sending your left leg back. Exhale, your right leg back and lower. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. We'll take a few breaths here in downward dog before we finish up with the last side. Just stretching the spine long again. Just counter stretching that last backward bend. And then on an inhale, step the left foot forward, lower the knee to the ground, bend the knee and reach your left hand back for your right foot and hug the heel in toward the buttock. And then relower your right hip, sinking down. So if you came up in order to grab your foot, come back down. So the deeper you breathe, the easier it is to tolerate the intensity of the stretch. Focusing on the breath instead of the sensation helps. And release the hand to the ground, the foot to the ground. Shift your weight back until your left leg is straight and the foot is flexed off the floor. Take a breath in. Square your hips, right hip forward, left hip back. Exhale, relax over your leg. Really, really light in the hands. Maybe letting the elbows bend and the shoulders drop, the head relax. And then shift forward again. Bring that left arm to the inside and then behind and rock from side to side. And then just letting the left knee relax down, keeping the hips square, taking a nice deep breath. And then exhale and bending the elbows or lightening the pressure, loosening the pressure of the hands on the ground to allow the hips to drop. Every exhale, letting go and relaxing. And then letting the left buttock come down to the ground to slide your right knee up into pinwheel leg position. Left hand behind you on the ground, push into the hand, lift the hips, tuck the tailbone under, lift the right arm, drop the head and arm back, maybe pressing into the tops of the feet to bring the hips under you even more. And then with an inhale, bring the hands back around, bring the feet behind you, and exhale and lift your hips coming into a forward bend. We'll stay here again for a few breaths, counter stretching that backward bend. Good. And then inhale all the way up, reach the arms up. Exhale the hands together at the heart. Settling your breath, feeling your feet, feeling the aliveness in your body. or the tiredness or whatever's here. And lift the heels. You can open your eyes, rolling slowly down, dropping the tailbone, drawing the belly in, closing the eyes if you want that extra balance. And then bringing the hands to the ground, lowering your buttocks, and lowering slowly onto your back. Having your feet on the ground, lift the tailbone, tuck it under, lower back down, then release the legs and shake them out, legs apart, arms out to the side. If you're using an eye pillow, you can place that on your eyes now. Closing the eyes, take a breath in through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth, releasing the body to the ground. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth, releasing the jaw, the lips, the tongue, face. Inhale deep. Exhale out of the mouth, letting go of the activity of the mind. Bringing your full attention to the breath and letting go of the breath. Allowing the breath to just be. Letting your mind rest with the feeling of the breath. Wherever you notice breath most easily, just park your attention there. Trace the breath with your awareness. Not to control it, just to accompany. Deeply relax. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Breathe into your heart, fingers and toes. Reach the arms overhead. Take a deep breath. Stretch long. Hug the knees to the chest and rock from side to side. Stay connected to the feeling of your back getting massaged by the ground. And then come center, bring the soles of the feet together, the palms together, rub hand to hand and foot to foot. And come on to either side, resting your head on your underside arm, resting your body on the ground, resting your mind on the feel of the body resting, feel of the breath breathing, feel of the effects of your practice. And then slowly begin to press yourself up. Coming into any comfortable seated position. Sinking down into the sit bones, looking tall to the crown of the head. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hands together. Inhale, the heart up to the hands. Exhale, shoulders relax down. Inhale deeply, breathing in from bottom to top. Take it all in. Let all go. Drop the chin to the chest. Namaste. Thanks for hanging in there.